Olá, muito boa noite. This is an hangout in English. I was trying to speak Portuguese, so I'm sorry. My name is Rui Gabriel, and I'm hosting this hangout in English. It's not my native language, as you can see probably from my accent. I was born and grew up in Portugal, and together with other awesome people, we built this team inside the Power Network called the Lazy Millionaires team. Here in this hangout today, we have two special guests, and it's going to be awesome. So welcome. I have other people here to present to you and to share their stories with you. So today is going to be an awesome day, and thank you for being here, and congratulations to have put aside some of your time to be with us today. We are going to cover a few subjects today, very interesting subjects, like vision, like freedom, like pursuing of dreams, like team building, like all these kinds of things that we want to do in our lives, have a better life, have a vehicle, have a way to build bigger things with our lives, to ourselves and to our family and to our friends and everybody around us. So today we are going to speak a little about all these things in a specific way, the Empower Network way and the Lazy Millionaires way. So welcome to our evening. I think it's going to be amazing. One piece of advice: take your notebook like this one. I love to show off my notebooks because I know that having a notebook, each page is like an uncashed check, like we always say in the Power Network. That's why I have so many, because I have so many checks already cashed. And I'm always willing to have more. So I take a lot of notes, and I suggest you to do exactly the same. So we are covering today this topic. For me, it's very important. It's probably one of the biggest themes around entrepreneurship and work from home and personal freedom, all these kinds of things. So today and right now, we're talking about choices. In life, it's all about choices. And the fact that you are here, you made a choice. You could be somewhere else, and it chose to be here. And that choice tells really a lot about what you are looking for. Because all the choices that we make, one choice is a decision. When we decide, we always choose between two things, two separate things, one or the other, always. And these choices, then these decisions, always takes us in a direction. And if this direction is the one that we want to go, so it was a good choice. If this direction is somebody leads us somewhere else, it was a bad choice. So good choices, good decisions, or bad decisions are not about ethics or moral. Also like that. But here we are talking about business decisions. So being here is a business decision that probably is going to put you in a position to improve yourself, improve your mindset, improve your skill set, so you can achieve higher things and better things. And today we have a lot of people here. We have four of my best friends, and we all are going to share a little bit of our story with you, because today is a really special day. We have two very special guests. I'm going to keep it a secret. So these are really good friends of ours, and they're really helped us all reaching new levels in our personal life and our business life. So today I'm going to talk about choices. We're going to talk about choices, and I'm going to ask some of them. I'm going to introduce our co-hosts here today. for you to know them. So just for one, just give me one small phrase to introduce yourself. I'm going to start with Felipe. So Felipe is right there. And Felipe, tell us, well, your name is Felipe. And what was the moment that made you take a decision to join our team? What was that one thing that made you take that decision? Can you share that with us?
Hello, Rui, hello, Paula, hello, Nuno, and Miguel. Thank you to be here. My name is Philip Vala, like you said. The choice, the real choice to begin this process was when in my life I work like an entrepreneur. I have a coffee shop, and one time I said to me, I don't want to be my future behind the bar, and and so one time you came to my house, remember, in 2005, Rui, and decided to make marketing online, and after that I spent 3 years, 3.5 years in this business, and it was amazing. We saw a
Let me tell this thing. I was there at the Felipe's house with another friend to recruit him into into a network marketing business that I was in. And he actually joined, but not. He was not sponsored by me. He was sponsored by somebody else. So I made this. It was so bad. My presentation there was he joined with somebody else in the same business. That was actually fun, and we are hardly were acquaintances at all. But then we became friends in that company, and we are good friends today. So that was very cool. That was awesome. Let me ask Miguel, next in line. What was this, Miguel? Your moment of decision? What happened in your mind and for you that made you take a decision, take that step to join us and to start fulfilling your dreams with us?
Rui, you want the really truth, right?
Of course.
Okay. Thank you very much to be here. It's an honor and privilege. Good night to you all and all on the panel. Thank you, Rui, to invite me, and thank you to you, and good night to you that you are listening. Rui, the main reason I was searching for a real opportunity to live my dreams, and I was really looking for a weapon to be the the passion buster I was looking for, and I was for 3 years living a nightmare but preaching dreams as an entrepreneur in multi-level marketing. That's the real truth. I was tired to preach dream and do so many home meetings and hotel meetings and whatever kind of meetings, and I was tired of that. And then I found this way of doing things, which is quite different because we can live our passions, we can live our dreams, and do whatever we want in our lives, and at the same time we build our business. So this was my why. I was looking for some way to build a business and at the same time fulfill whatever I wanted to fulfill in life. And then I found Empower Network.
Yeah, thank you, Miguel. Well, I found Miguel in another deal, like an a multi-level marketing opportunity. It was not in my downline or we had anything to do with that with each other. But then we started to we started there. I knew him. The first time I saw Miguel, it was at an event, and he was speaking like he was sharing his story for 15 minutes or so. And he went across to the stage and sat down on the floor, like in one of those yoga positions that he makes, and asked for the light to shut down and start to make this exercise with everybody, like meditation and stuff. And I thought, this guy is weird, I never saw that in a meeting. It was very formal, everybody was wearing suits and everything. So my first impression of Miguel was, this guy is weird, And it's still today, it's still weird today. But today is a good friend, and I know it's a good weird. It's not a bad weird. It's a very good weird. That's why he's here. And there are other people on the panel. But before I pass to other colleagues, I just noticed that Aaron Rashkin just stepped in. I know he's really in a hurry because, Aaron, thank you very much for being here today. It's a really cool surprise because I know you are in a very tight schedule. So thank you very much for being here, man. It's a real honor. Aaron Rashkin is our upline. He's one of the most inspiring people that I know. He inspires all of us all the time, every day. So today, Aaron, I ask you to tell us we're talking about decisions and how the power of small decisions that small decisions have in our life. We're talking about that, and I'm asking the panel, and I'm asking you first of all to present yourself, of course, tell a little bit of your story, and then to tell us what was that one moment that you can identify in your life that when that shift happened from no success to success. Can you identify that and tell us what happened in that specific time?
Yeah, absolutely. How you doing, Roy?
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you
and
for
everybody.
being here.
I see all my good friends on the panel, Miguel and Felipe and Nuno and Rita and Paula. What's going on, my friends? Everybody's doing good. I think they're all muted out. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I have just a few minutes to share because I've got to go pick my son up at school. It's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon here in the United States, in Colorado, where I live. And so, yeah, it's funny. I jumped on here maybe like 5 minutes ago, and I heard, you talk about, the decisions and what made the decision or what helped you make a decision to get started, right, with Empower Network. And here's really what came up for me in just a moment was, what else would I do? I mean, what else is there, right? You could go work for somebody else, right? You could get a job, right, and trade your time for money, right? So you never get paid. See, a job pays what the job is worth. It never pays you what you're worth. And when I figured that out, when I learned that, 23 years ago, 24 years ago now, back in 1991, right, I realized that when I trade my time for dollars, for money, right, I'm giving away my time to build somebody else's dream, and I was never going to live my own. So I could either go work for somebody else, or I could work for myself. Now, I did work for myself before I got into network marketing, which is what this revenue model and what this business model of Empower Network is really all about. So I had a business prior to being in network marketing where I sold stuff, right? My background was in nutrition and fitness and exercise, and so I had my own private label sports supplements of protein, creatine, meal replacements, and fat burners, and I sold them out of my one-bedroom apartment in San Diego, California, and I did that for almost 4 years. And I made just enough money so that I didn't have to get a job, and I worked hard enough so that I never got kicked out of my apartment because I couldn't pay the rent. And I did that for 4 years, but the problem with being a small business owner when you're what's called a solo entrepreneur, or what they would call a a sole proprietor here in the United States, is that I was everything to everyone. And I was the advertising department, I was the marketing department, I was the product specialist because I designed the product, I created a label, I had to sell the product door to door, I went knocking on doors every day for months at a time. I was selling product out of the trunk of my car, and then I had to ship it, right? And then I was the accounts receivable, I was the accounts payable, I was customer service, and if I didn't show up for my business wasn't paying me. So, chasing my tail for 4 years, literally burning myself out, working 18 hours a day, I realized after doing that for a long time is I had no leverage, meaning I only got paid on my own efforts, which is also known as linear income. So if you have a job, you go to work, you get paid, right? And if you have a sole proprietorship or a small business where it's you versus the rest of the world, right? I don't care if it's insurance, real estate, or if you're selling something on the internet or selling something door to door, or if you're in sales, right? It's you versus the rest of the world. Well, when I learned about network marketing, where you sell products and services for other people's companies, right? They manufacture and deliver the product, and all we have to do is get people to buy it. Well, that took all the pressure off, and so we only have to focus on just a couple of things, and then the people that we sell to, right? If they're happy customers and they want to learn how to generate income doing the same thing that we did, well, when they make a sale, we get paid. So you can get paid on multiple levels of people, right? And you build a network of people where you work one time and get paid for literally months and months and years and years and years based on the renewal of a product or the repurchasing of a product, and it's called repeat residual income. And you're also leveraged because when you help other people make sales, you get a small percentage of the sale that they got paid on. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. The company wins, you win, and the more you help other people win, the more you win again. And so it's really a win-win-win all the way around. So there was really no decision for me. It wasn't a big decision, Roy, because I've seen, for 20 plus years, I've seen this industry, and I couldn't find anything in this industry that had the leverage of multi-level marketing and network marketing, which is the industry that we're a part of, the profession that we're in. Right? I didn't see anything that had the leverage of network marketing, the automation of the internet using the tools and the systems and all these different platforms that we use in our businesses to create automated marketing and create automated income. So I didn't see that anywhere else. I also didn't see the product line like we have here at Empower Network. I couldn't find anything. I've been in this industry for 20 plus years. And as you know, we've shifted to the information industry, or the information age, right? Where what we do is we go online and Google things and look things up in search engines to learn how to do something. And being in the information age that we're in, people are looking for information all day, every day, right? With 1 billion plus searches on the search engines, and so we know people are looking for ways to make more money and ways to learn how to sell and be better entrepreneurs and be better with their finances and be better as leaders, right? And improve themselves and their businesses. And so we offer this type of education and training. And so what better place to position ourselves than in front of a booming market like this, where people are already looking for what we offer. We just have to learn how to put ourselves in front of their search, which is what we teach. So no matter what you sell, right, it could be Empower Networks products and services, or it could be you could sell, properties, homes, you could sell cars, you could sell insurance, you could sell, literally tomatoes on the side of the road. If you want to learn how to be a better entrepreneur and learn how to market anything to anyone, pretty much anywhere in the world, using technology, using the internet, leveraging the web, and building a business that literally runs 24/7, right, around the clock, every day of the year, rain or shine, I think we made a couple $1,000s on Christmas. Roy, on Christmas Day, made a couple $1,000s. New Year's Eve, made almost $1,200, and New Year's Day made almost $3,000 on New Year's Day. And I was serving drinks at my house and cooking food and had friends over, and we were just partying and enjoying the new year and ringing in the new year. And that's automated income. Where else was I going to go? What else would I do with my life? Right? I work off my iPhone or my laptop, travel the world, take vacations, and teach people how to build a successful business and get to work with all you fine people. And that's the only place for me. There was really no choice here. And when I saw that, I saw the vision of our founders. I saw the vision and the camaraderie of our leadership. When the vision is big enough, all of our dreams fit inside of it. And the vision here was to empower people to live their best lives and to set people free. Right? I didn't need a cure for cancer to market a product, right? We needed something that people would want to buy, that's fairly priced, that's value-packed. It's probably worth, every one of our products is worth at least 10 to 20 times what people gladly pay for it. And we have the greatest leadership team I've ever seen in this industry. And Roy, I just want to take a moment to really let people know who you are. I got a chance to meet you and Miguel and Felipe, and I saw Olivier just came on, and Paula, and Nuno and Rita, and just all the leaders, Silvio and Cesarina, and I could talk about Mario and Carla, and Sophie and Oscar, and Tatiana and Tomas, and I could just talk about all of you amazing leaders here on the Lazies. And when I met you, Roy, I remember you telling me this story, how you hadn't made more than, what was it, 1,500 in a single month, right?
Yeah, that was my best month in the network marketing before.
Yeah, in network marketing, your best month, 1,500, and then within 90 days, right? Income disclaimer. See the income disclaimer page at our website, right? empowernetwork.com/income, .php. But Roy went from 1,500 after years in network marketing, within 90 days of getting focused after he attended his very first live event, went up to 15,000 in income because of the product line, because of the technology, because of the leverage, because of the pay plan, because of the vision, because of the leadership, because of the tools and systems, because he followed the training. He actually did the work. And, it's not hard work. We're not digging ditches in frozen ground. Right? We're actually just learning how to use our computers and our smartphones, literally running a business, right, off of the technology with the comfort and safety from our own home, right? Where else are you going to go? What else is there to do? There's no other company in the industry like us. Nobody's got the vision, right? Nobody's got the vision that we have, and nobody is going to be the largest for-profit blogging platform in the world that teaches you how to market, how to sell, how to close deals, how to get people started, how to build any business of your choice. Where are you going to do that, right? I have members of my team, Roy, that don't even do network marketing. I have a guy on my team that sells boat canvases, and he wanted to sell more boat canvases. So he got a blog, he got the viral blogging system, and he put up a banner, like a picture of his boat, on the top of the page, and he put a couple of pictures of it on the side, and he started writing about boating, right? He was writing about the types of engines and the types of, boats and the canvases, and when to go out in the ocean and when to go out on the bay, and he wrote a whole bunch of stuff about fishing, because every one of these people that are into boating, that have a boat or want to buy a boat or want to replace the canvas, the cover of their boat, he's the guy that he wanted them to go to him. So he moved from being like a $3,000 to $4,000 a month business to over $15,000 a month in 90 days once he started blogging about what he was marketing and what he was selling. Now, he's a boat canvasser. He's not a network marketer. He doesn't care about what we do. He's not looking to make money with Empower Network. He just got the blog, and then he shared his knowledge and his expertise, and that's just just one story of somebody who got the blog and went out and tripled his business in 90 days. Absolutely amazing. And that's just one of literally tens of thousands of stories that I've personally heard. So where else are we going to go? This was a non-decision. This was about just knowing that we're in the right place at the right time with the right people, but most importantly, in my opinion, for the right reasons. Because there's a lot of other things that I could be doing right now. There's a lot of companies I could have joined and I could still join, but I plant my flag here because of the people. And I see one of those people who just jumped on the Hangout here a couple minutes ago. There he is. My good friend, my personal sponsor, right? Somebody who I look up to and respect tremendously, and who I have this incredible bromance and love with, one of my close friends. So I'm gonna have Roy bring you out here, Dave. But I just wanted to jump on. I have to run here, guys, in a couple minutes because I've got to go pick up my son. If we can get back, before you guys wrap up, maybe I'll pop back on a little bit later, or at least I'll watch. But Roy, thanks for inviting me out. I told you I had about 15 minutes or so, and I'm going to pass it back over to you, my friend.
Thank you, Aaron. That was awesome. Thank you very much. So, David Wood, welcome to our house, our Lazy Millionaires house, and thank you for accepting our invitation to be here. You're incredible. So, guys, David Wood, who doesn't know David Wood? I don't know who doesn't know David Wood, but I think everybody knows him. But maybe some of the people that are watching this Hangout today doesn't know a lot about David Wood. And I'm going to tell you what I know about David Wood. So I know he lived in a van. I know he borrowed money, $150 to buy his computer to start his own business. I know we used to steal Wi-Fi from some people around, but there was Wi-Fi free for him to be able to go online and do this business. And from these circumstances, he came up and be the #1 recruiter for 4 different businesses in multi-level marketing. And he started this dream of Empower Network because he wanted to do something different. And Dave, I want us today that you share that dream with us. And we talked about the company and the vision that you have for the company and the vision that you have for the members of the company. What do you expect? How do you see the future of all of us? And what does the company have for us to enjoy?
Yeah, sure. Well, thanks for bringing me on, Rui. Can you hear me okay? Cool. Well, I figure what I'll do, and I apologize, I popped on here a little bit late. I actually mixed up the time zones. I got to remember to slow down when I talk to you guys because I know you're translating into multiple languages, and so I got to consciously stop myself. But I just wanted to tell all of you who are on this Hangout first how proud of you I am for being here. It's not very often that you meet another person who's like yourself, where rather than allowing the world to make their dreams smaller and smaller and smaller, you meet a person like you whose dreams just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and impacting more and more and more people. The reason I really love the Lazy Millionaires, it's not just because they're our most successful international team. It's because of the heart this team has. All the way from the newest people that I've met in the team to the established leaders that have been here now for about 2 years. And so I'm really proud of all of you. I'm really proud of everything that you've done. I'm really proud of all the leaders here for the vision that they have, for the consistency that they have. As far as myself, let me tell you a little bit about how I really got started in direct sales. And I think a lot of you are going to relate to this story, not because it's your story, but because you have parts of this story in you. I got started originally in direct sales when I was 21 years old. and I was living in Phoenix, Arizona. I hadn't gone to college. I'd only been to 1 year of college and dropped out because it just wasn't for me. I had no professional career. I had no contacts. All my contacts were other 21-year-old broke guys. So if any of you have ever been 21 broke and tried to start a network marketing company before, it's not the easiest thing to build with the people because all the 21-year-olds that I know, pretty much all of them, their dreams are all tied into where they're going to go in school. They're going to be a doctor. They're going to be a lawyer. They're going to be a rich business owner, and they haven't gotten beaten up enough yet in life to be open to other ways, right? And the reality is, in network marketing, my friend Eric Worre, he coined this phrase. He says, in network marketing, we have a better way. But most 21-year-olds don't realize that. That's why if you look at the top earners in Empower Network, almost all of them are in their 30s and 40s. Because we do have some younger ones. We're a little bit different, but not a lot, because it takes a really courageous young person to do something like this, and to realize how powerful a vehicle like this could be. So anyways, I got started when I was 21, and I just thought I was going to get rich instantly. I didn't. I went out prospecting in Walmart and Safeway and all sorts of stores in the United States, malls, trying to meet people who also had a dream. I didn't know that you could market on the internet. I didn't know you could do pay-per-click advertising or blogging or anything like this. I just needed to meet people because all my contacts weren't very interested. So what happened to me is I just failed and failed and failed and failed and failed and failed and failed. Now, looking back, I wasn't really failing. What I was doing was learning. But then it felt like I was failing. I just didn't. I didn't know what I was doing wrong. I felt like there was something wrong with me. I don't know if you guys have ever felt like that, where you're trying to build a business and for some reason it's just not working, and you don't know. Is it working because of something I'm doing wrong? Is it working because there's something wrong with me? Is it working because it doesn't work, but it seems like other people make it work? So what's wrong with me? Well, that's how I felt, and so I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, and then eventually what happened is I thought maybe there's something wrong with this company I'm in. So I quit that company. I joined another company. Quit that company. Joined another company. Quit that company. Joined another company. But what kept happening is I kept learning just a little. And so I kept listening to audios, I kept going to seminars, and I kept making a little bit more money in each new deal I joined. So it wasn't because the deals were better, but it was because I would join something, I'd be more excited, and then I'd make a little bit more money than the last thing, but it was still grinding, It's like, I don't know if you guys have ever had like a big dream, and it's like you're running and sprinting and trying to get to it, and no matter how hard you run, it's the same far away. It's like when you're swimming to shore. If you guys have ever been really far out in the ocean before, been carried out by a tide or something like that, and it looks really small, and you start swimming back to shore, and no matter how hard you swim, the shore is just the same far away because you're caught in a rip tide. That's kind of how I felt.
I can relate to that completely.
Yeah. It's anybody who's lived near the ocean can relate to that. It's the worst feeling ever. But that's how you feel if you're trying to get to your dreams and you can't. You feel like that, right? And so then finally, one time, I kept quitting. I'd quit for like 3 weeks. I'd quit for a month, and then I'd always come back. You know what I mean? Because I was like, all right, I'm going to do it this time. And then in 2009, I was just broke. And that's where we come to the story Rui was talking about, where I knew that I could build a business in this, and it was the only thing I knew how to do. You know what I mean? I was 29 or something like that. In 2009, I was 28. Okay, and I was broke. I had no money, and I had to ask myself the question. I had to be honest. Like, do I want to be 38 and broke? Do I want to be 48 and broke? Am I going to give in? Am I going to go work a normal job? Am I going to go to school like my dad did and do what he did? Now, I'm not insulting my dad, by the way. I love my dad. Some people have like this thing where they're angry at their father. I'm not angry at my father at all. I love my dad. But I didn't want to do what he did for work. Just don't. And so I was like, am I going to give in? Am I going to quit? And I looked at myself in the mirror, and I reached down inside myself, and I found something that I didn't know that I had, and I made a decision that I'm going to do it right now, no matter what, and it's my time, right? And so I wanted to do things differently. I knew that. I knew I didn't want to be trapped on the phone all day, and I knew I wasn't really the best at that anyways, because I had done it and done it and done it and done it, and I'm just not the best. I'm good on the phone now. Today, I'm one of the best, but at the time, I wasn't. And you know, so I decided I'm going to do it. So what happened is right around that time, I got an email from a friend that had recruited me into another business I quit a few years ago, saying that she had joined this new thing. Her name's Jay. And that was a company that was selling online learning. Well, the benefit of that company wasn't the company, because the company's out of business now. It was that because I was online, even though they were building like a normal network marketing company, you see a little smiley face in my hand drawn by one of my kids. Even though they were building like, you know, person to person through home meetings and stuff like that, I was looking for ways of marketing online because it was an online company. And that exposed me to a whole world of things that I didn't know existed. I started running into people that were doing marketing in different ways, capturing leads through capture pages. I had never captured a lead through a capture page. I mean, some of you guys got started in Empower, and the first thing that you did when you got started was go online and try to capture leads through your capture page. And that immediately puts you like light years ahead of what I was doing for 7 years. I didn't even know things like that existed. I didn't. I mean, I never went online and looked for things. They programmed me in my first company that it wasn't allowed, so I just never did it. I never did it. And so, you know, I started getting exposed to this online world, and I started recruiting in this company and prospecting and things like that. Well, then what happened is one day I was real frustrated. The reason is because I'd been working, and my business was going nowhere. I was making like $800 a month, and I was just prospecting. I was calling people who put in like, you know, I don't know if you guys have ever done that. You put a job ad in a newspaper, and then people send you their resume, and then you call the resume, and then you get them to an opportunity meeting, and then you sell them an opportunity. People are like,
I've done that too, so I know what you mean.
Everybody here is like, I haven't done that. People, we all do the same things all over the world. That's the funny thing. It's like we try. It's like, wait a second, these people need money, you know, really bad. Let me approach them about my business, you know, and trick them. I'm going to trick. They don't want to see it, so I'm going to trick them into looking at it, right? And so I was sending them, and then one day I was doing a webinar with like 15 people. I'd been interviewing people on applications all day to get them to this meeting, and I couldn't mute people out, and so I had all these people in this meeting, and they were all like making a little noise. So I was like, everybody be quiet, mute your phones out. I didn't know how to mute people out. It was some weird, you know, webinar software, and because it was of course free. And then all of a sudden this guy's like, hey, wait a second, this is one of those MLM scams. And he's like, everybody, this is a scam. It's a scam, right? In the middle of my webinar, right? So in any case, what happened, I'm trying to kick this guy off my webinar because it's just rude, you know what I mean? He didn't need to do that. And of course, I didn't need to invite him there either. But what happened is I finally kicked him off. I hit the right button. And then I was like, that guy was an idiot. And I just kept talking, but just one by one, every person that I invited just hung up after that guy spoke up. And I was left on this webinar doing a presentation myself. And I was just pissed off, man. I was like, there's got to be a better way to do this. Well, what happened is that later that night I went to dinner with an old team of mine I had in network marketing. This is all coming back to Empower Network, by the way. I'm telling you guys the long story today. So this comes back to I go to dinner with an old friend of mine that had been in a team of mine a few years back and was my top producer. It was a girl named Kristen, and we were sitting at dinner, and she was like telling me how she was so thankful she was never going to be in network marketing again, right? So I was like, okay, this girl is not a prospect anymore, right? I was like, she used to do it. I was like, she hates it. It's fine, right? I don't know if you guys have ever ran into somebody like that where God tells them to do everything, you know, like little mini prophets that change their mind all the time, you know. It's like, today God told me to join Amway. And the next day they're like, God told me to quit Amway today, you know what I mean? But all their decisions is like they blame it on God, you know. And I don't know like what they believe in Portugal, but I grew up in a family where they taught me that God doesn't change you know. And so it's like it's really funny watching people watching people who think God tells them to do everything, but they change their mind all the time. So they're like they believe in a bipolar God, you know, who one day wants them to join an MLM and the next day wants them to quit to teach them a lesson, and then the next day wants them to start an ice cream business or something like that. Anyway, so this girl's like, God told me, you know, not to do that anymore. I was like, well, not a prospect, right? So she just rambled for like 2 hours. Well, the next morning, this is a true story, okay? I got a phone call at like 4 or 5 in the morning. It was like way earlier than I ever wake up ever, right? So in any case, I wake up in the morning and it's this girl, right? And she's like, David, I'm so excited! Oh my gosh! And I was like, what? Because I didn't prospect her for my thing because of what she was talking about. I was like, I'm not going to convince this girl to do something that God told her not to do, right? So she's like, I just ran into this new deal. It's not MLM. You get 3 and they get 3 and they get 3, and then you're going to have like all these people drinking energy drinks. It's the most exciting thing ever. And I was like, what are you talking about, right? And so I just woke up, so I was delirious, and I think I was a little bit rude too, which I'm normally not rude to anybody who calls me about anything. I think it's funny. So I was like, what the fuck? This is 5 in the morning. She's like, yeah, you got to get in this thing, right? So she went from like the day before God telling her to never do it again to literally later that night joining another MLM that was the stupidest thing I'd ever seen in my life, right? So I got mad, and I woke up, and I just put a video on, and it was funny, because I had this white shirt that had a big stain on it from when I was homeless, and I just put a video on it, and this company's name was Effusion. And I made this video. It was like the Effusion Hype Wagon, 9 reasons why it sucks. You should never make a video like this, by the way. This is just my story. And anyways, at the time, this company was really hot. It was like exploding and blowing up, and people were like fanatical about it. And nobody really knew why because it was awful. But it was like blowing up and just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So anyways, I made this video and just put it on YouTube. I'd never put a video on YouTube before, and that video got seen like 4,000 times in a few hours. I mean, just crazy, right? But the people were infuriated mad. They were like, you don't listen to this guy? I bet he lives in his mom's house. And I was like, well, yeah, you know. read the comments, and they're like, you know, and they're like, he looks like he's homeless. And I was like, I gotta look like I was homeless. And it's like, I love Effusion. The energy drinks are awesome. You know, comments. And now most people, like, I was looking at this and I was like, I should probably take this video down. I think one of these people is going to come to my house with like a shotgun or something if I leave this video up. They're going to find me and kill me because they love this company so much. And anyway, so I was looking at it though, and I just had this like spark inside because, see, for me, my problem had always been finding the right people. My problem had never been selling. You know, I grew up selling stuff. You know, if you've ever been a missionary, you've been like the salesman that gets rejected the most in the world. You know, I've been selling stuff all my life. One of the only things I've been consistently good at, and I've been good at since I've been a teenager, right? And so I've never had a problem selling, ever. I have a natural gift for it, and I've developed it, and I've studied it over the years. I've studied it more than I've studied anything else. And what I've always had a problem with is getting the right people to sell to, right? And the two are totally different, right? There's a saying that says great products make marketing easy, right? And great marketing makes sales easy, right? The reason great marketing makes sales easy is because if you're screening out all the wrong people and only selling to the right people, all you got to do is get in front of them, show them your product, and tell them your story. It's the easiest thing in the world, right? A lot of people have resistance to sales not because sales is bad. They have resistance to sales because they're trying to convince people to do something that those people don't want to do. But if you could skip over that and you could just convince the people who want to join, well, that's easy, right? It's like you guys, you're on this Hangout. There's just no way you'd be on this Hangout if you didn't want to be in a home business, right? So convincing you to pull out your credit card and buy is the easiest thing in the world, and it's not because I'm being manipulative. It's not because I'm convincing you to do something you don't want to do. It's because you're here, and that means you want to do it, right? And think about it. Would you be here? Would you be on this Hangout if you did not want to join? No. There's no way in hell you'd be here. You'd be doing something else. You wouldn't be sitting here on a Hangout that's translated, where I have to talk slower than normal, right, with a guy in Costa Rica if you didn't want to build a business from home. You're here because you want to make money from home. And so telling you just pull out your credit card and buy, you should just do it, because it's not like it's expensive to join. You can just get started, right? There's no risk to you to do it. So I could do some things that are different to the right crowds, right? So great products make marketing easy, and great marketing makes sales easy, right? Those two fit together. So what I'd always done in my business is I'd always been trying to sell people that really weren't very interested. Now I got good at that because like I only had so much time, and I only had so many people to sell to, so I got good at doing that, right? Finding reasons why they really wanted to buy, and then selling them on those reasons. But the reality is I was selling the wrong people all the time. So I put this video on YouTube, and it got seen 4,000 times in a day, back to the story, back to Empower Network. And I looked at that, and I was like, there's got to be a way to sell like this. I can't talk to 4,000 people in a year. You know what I mean? If I pick up the phone and I call people every single day, I can't talk to 4,000 people a year. It's impossible. I said, I just can't do it. You know, maybe another person could do it, but I'd go crazy doing that. I said, here, I just talked to 4,000 people in a few hours. It's incredible. I wonder if anybody's selling like this. So I looked up that same company, Fusion, and I ran into this guy named Adam, and he had a little video that was like, "Are you in Fusion and wanting to know?" He was like, he was funny. He was totally unconfident. He was like looking at his feet. He was like, you know, if you're in a Fusion and you're wanting to know how to get more leads and get more sales, you should go to my website, because I don't prospect my friends and family. And I was like, I don't want to prospect my friends and family either. He's like, I just get sales on the internet. And I was like, I want to get sales on the internet. I have an internet business. And he was like, you know, and I make money from multiple streams of income. And I was like, sold. So I clicked on the link, clicked through his capture page, clicked to the sales page, and clicked buy, right? Didn't even check what it was. I just click, pulled out my credit card and bought it, right? I didn't know what I was buying at all. So I called this guy, right? Now, this is a true story, right? And this is a series of breakthroughs I had. So I called this guy that I'd seen on the internet in a 2-minute video, and I never watched anything else he did. And I still have never read a whole article on this guy's website. I've talked to him, I think, 3 times. And this is since I got online. And I called him. I was like, hey, is this Adam? He's like, yeah. Who's this? Totally sounded like he'd just been like smoking a joint in the closet or something like that. And I was like, he's like, who's this? And I was like, it's Dave Wood. Like expecting that he saw the commission email and my name and would be excited to talk to me, you know what I mean? I don't know if you guys have ever gotten a call from a downline or a new team member that joined online, and they call you and you're like, yeah, who's this? Right? They're expecting you're like, I just joined, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, I just joined your team. And he's like, oh, which team you joined? Right? And I was like, you know, most people, they'd be like offended by that. Like, what are you talking about, right? But for me, I was like, here's a guy getting so many sales, he doesn't even know what I joined. And I was like, what are you talking about? Which team did you join? And he's like, well, I got multiple streams of income. So I was like, what's going on? I was like, here I am getting scammed around Walmart my whole life, and this guy's just like, getting sales on the internet, like an out-of-control commission-sucking vacuum cleaner. And so anyways, I joined this guy, and I was like, oh my God. So I just went crazy. I got so excited from that. The guy not knowing who I was, I just went berserk, and I started sponsoring people left and right that I knew that I didn't know. I started putting up videos, putting up articles, calling my leads. You know, I wasn't one of these guys that like, you know, has a list of 50 people, and I'm like, I won't call a lead ever. No, man, I was like putting my phone number in my emails. I was like, call me. That's how I was when I was new, because I needed the sales, right?